There have been a bunch of photo ops that Democrats have done that have been mocked mercilessly by the right. But a lot of Democrats have looked at them and said some of these songs, some of these chants, some of Schumer's performance, it's causing a great deal of unhappiness amongst members who don't like them, some donors, some grassroots activists. So, Steve, is there a way to put a stop to those? Or there's just no way to tell everybody who might go in front of a microphone with a song to stop it?
Congress is, as you know, Mark, is a very difficult institution with a lot of people, 535
Yeah,
people of both
yeah.
parties, many of whom, as my former boss, Dennis Eckert, used to say, he would point to the thing on the wall and say, I'm the only person in this office who has a election certificate on the wall. So I get to say what I want to say and do what I want to do. And so it's very hard for leadership to tell members. They can try and organize them. Uh, Unfortunately, on both sides of the aisle, I think we've seen a little too much what I call performative politics. We saw it with, lots of people on the Republican side in the last couple of years. We're seeing it with some on the Democratic side. It's unfortunate because they do it because it drives clicks, it drives online fundraising, et cetera. But it is a challenge. It's hard to figure out when you have that big a group how to get people on one message and how to deliver it in a coherent way. And when you also don't have the sort of captive press corps that Donald Trump has in the White House.
If you want to get in on the conversation, please raise your hand. Matt Gorman, every Republican consultant I know asked me the same question. How can I grow up to be as successful as Scott Jennings? And I believe that the key to Scott's success is his eye rolls at those videos and when Democrats on his panels on CNN say ridiculous things. That's
Yes.
a side. An aside to say this. Those videos, like, I don't think Republicans are reaching when they laugh at those, right? What is it about those? What is it about those videos that are striking such a chord with Democrats who cringe and Republicans who laugh and laugh and laugh?
And I will say this in Scott's defense, or agreeing with you, I guess, he's the exact same person off camera, and he does
Yeah,
a really great job. Like
yeah,
it's
he's doing an incredible job.
not
He's underrated. As good a
yes.
job as much as people are crediting him, he's underrated for what he's accomplished.
I 1000% agree. Look, what are the two biggest, most effective kind of protest times in the last 20 years? I think were the Tea Party in 2010 and the healthcare stuff in 18 against our party, right? When one benefited, one didn't. And the unifying thing of that was it was organic. It was stewarded in some ways and organized. And then, obviously elected officials took credit for it afterwards. But you will never get truly, I believe in this day and age, like meaningful groundswells of support if it's being led by unions that people don't like and elected officials who people like even less.
Yep.
So I think, these things are not organic, and people can sniff out bullshit from a mile away, right? And so if you have an old bunch of old people chanting, or today union lackeys kind of singing a terrible song that went viral, people are like, this is dumb, and it hurts it more than it helps it.
Steve, are you hearing, as Dan Turntine and I are hearing, disquiet amongst members about Schumer and Jeffries?
I have not heard disquiet about. I've heard disquiet about the situation, and people are,
Yeah.
frustrated and all that. I have not heard people blame the leaders in particular. Look,
All right.
I work there for a leader. I
Yeah.
feel for them every day. I know what they're going through. When things aren't going well, everybody calls you, and either they tell you that you suck, or they tell you that they have the brilliant idea that's going to solve the problem. It happens with both parties, both leaderships. They're working on it. And as I went through my list, we have time here. I think people need I happen to agree with the general strategy. We need to let this play out a little bit. We need to pick our fights. We don't need to go crazy about every single thing. I don't care about the Gulf of America. I don't care about the Kennedy Center. Like, let's focus on the things that matter, that again answer that question. How is what Donald Trump is doing, and how is what the Republicans in Congress are doing, making your life better or not?
I couldn't agree with you more about the Kennedy Center. It's just
I
like,
mean, I love the
just
Kennedy Center, but you know
sure,
what?
but avert your gaze. Like, he's going to do it. Just avert your gaze. Focus on something else.